No, you don't look. Waffle. Waffle. Ooh. Oh, we live.
We live, baby.
How y'all doing? What it sound like podcast?
That's what it sounded like. The intro did not play for some reason, but we live. It's what it sound like. Podcast Volume 2, Track 3. You know what I mean? We're here today. We're going to review Lil Baby's documentary, Untrapped. You know what I mean? Very fire. You know what I mean? It's a must watch in my opinion. Like, I mean, you got to check that joint out. And we going to dive into it today. But before we get into that, I mean, you know, the gang, we going to introduce ourselves and everything. We got Con Man in the building. I mean,
y'all niggas didn't give a fuck, nigga. Damn,
Good,
that's
bro.
crazy.
Oh, he got he all fresh today. Let Con Man
Right.
get his like talk. You know what I mean?
let him go ahead, talk your shit, man.
Talk that.
It's your boy, the Com Man, KHAM, the score man, .510. That's the Bay. Catch me on Universal the Base. Catch me on catch me on the Round Table. Catch me on the What It Sound Like podcast. You feel me? And where you can get your best reviews and best music soundtracks. And catch me on the Blur Cartel. We doing what?
Yes, sir. We got Zell Nobel in the building. You know what I mean? You already know.
Well, y'all already know Zell Nobel. I'm here for the What It Sound Like podcast. Shout out to all the shows, videos, and all the content that we producing over at the Third Cartel. But you know what I mean? Today we're going to get into this music. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So,
sir.
we starting with some we got some we definitely got some current events. I'm gonna let Hollywood take the reins on that.
Yes, sir. But before that, it's Hollywood Sensei of the Blur Cartel, CEO status. You already know where to find me. Everywhere the Blur Cartel is: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Same for What It Sound Like. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, bro. We on Facebook, IG, YouTube, Twitter. You know what I mean? Follow the. Listen, we out here. Make sure you fuck with us. We gonna get into these current events though. The biggest news in the music world right now is obviously the death of one of Philadelphia's own. You know what I mean? It's tragic. When we had to hear, let me pull up the picture, man. You know, PNB Rock. Rest in peace to PNB Rock. Let me get this picture pulled up.
Can we get 5 seconds of a moment of silence?
Yes, sir.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, amen.
You know, this hit real close to home, obviously, because PNB from Philadelphia. That's where we hail from. You know, I got literal friends in.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you. I know that was an accident. I know that was an accident.
I don't know what's going on.
That's wild as fuck. That's wild as fuck.
All right.
You didn't see that?
No, I didn't.
You gonna pretend you don't see it?
All right, look, Hollywood, you probably gotta tap out and tap back in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me come back out because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So as I was saying, you know what I mean, real close to home, because PNB from Philadelphia actually got friends who started the singing and rapping wave because they heard an artist like PNB, like literally PNB, not an artist like PNB. They heard PNB Rock doing the singing and rapping thing on another level. I know that you know, obviously Drake was the rapping singing and there was artists coming out doing the rapping sing, but PNB Rock was a little different. He was literally straight up like a rock star, like straight up trying to make this hip hop rock type of music. It was like R&B mixed with rock, you know what I mean? Mixed with just some of that new age feel that we get these days. And he inspired people. Um, yeah, I myself, there wasn't a lot of his songs in my playlist, but I'm definitely aware of PNB Rock. Definitely had some songs. Enjoyed his sound when I heard him on songs. When I heard a feature, it felt like I went for Philly. Period. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Rest in peace, PNB Rock. Y'all got some words, obviously.
But
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to PNB Rock. I don't know what happened. You know what I mean? My laptop probably was fucking up as usual. You know what I mean? But just tragic news. You know what I mean? I feel like this year has been crazy as far as like death of artists and just the wave of artists that have passed within the last couple years is, you know what I mean, it's really sickening, you know what I mean, to be honest. And this is just super sad. One thing I want to say before I pass it off is I want everybody out there to cut the bullshit with the blaming of the girlfriend and all this. You got niggas like Kodak Black saying she should kill herself, which is complete, and utter ridiculousness. You know what I mean? She literally was right there and watched somebody that she loved and cared for die. You know what I mean? And we got people out here saying she should kill herself. Like, I mean, I get it, the location dropping and all that, but I got many people that I'm connected with within the Los Angeles area that say even they don't go to that Roscoe Chicken and Waffles, and they're not even celebrities. You know what I mean? So it's real unfortunate, but I need people to cut the bullshit. You know what I mean? Stop trying to come at this woman and send all your vitriol and all your hate towards the motherfucker that actually murdered somebody. You know what I mean? But yeah.
I guess my chime in will be I don't know if this is gonna be the transition if we're going into the other one, but people, a lot of people like what my boy Zell was saying, like, yeah, you may not listen to a lot of his music, whatever the case may be, but he mattered to some people. You know what I mean? Specifically designated in Philly. You know what I'm saying? So regardless if his music touched your region or not, or he was in your playlist like that or not, the fact is that a murder happened. And this was a man. This is a human being. This wasn't, oh, it doesn't matter his popularity, his famous, what was his clout like for his death to have value. It's the fact that things like that should not happen as frequently as they are. The fact that, as what my boy Hollywood is saying, is like motherfuckers don't even go to a chickens and waffles. Niggas can't even eat no more. You know what I'm saying? Like we say that so easily in conversation, like, oh yeah, I don't even go there. Like, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like the conversation is about like how crazy that another man's life or a location where you live can't walk down, you can't go to without it being a threat. You know what I'm saying? Past that, I think Charleston White has said, "Oh, niggas die in Philly all the time." Okay, so my transition to that would be we covering the baby. That nigga partner Carlo. I think it's Carlo or is it Marlo? I think it's one
Marlo.
Marlo. Marlo died. You feel me? He got killed. So just because niggas die in Atlanta all the time, the takes away from the value of another homicide, another murder. No, these are people of the community that what I mean, that are pillars or respected from whatever it is the community that they come from, and they death should be respected, not talked about, not politically conversed. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna talk about it, then speak about it in a respectable manner, or in my opinion, don't speak about it at all.
Yeah, valid. Yeah, I just wanted to just a little bit on what Hollywood was talking about, like with blaming the girlfriend. You know what I mean? I'm on the side where it's like it was like kind of, I don't, is it negligence? It was kind of some foolishness on all parts. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it is a little. You should probably know by now not to be dropping your location. Even regular people like who are not famous like know that. Like, but on the other side, PNB Rock, he in some neighborhood he shouldn't be in, no security or nothing. That's also on the same tier of, you know what I mean, thoughtlessness. Like, you know
Right.
what I mean? Like, you got to know who you are and what you. And I'm pretty sure he did. I don't know why he think he could. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that. It's sad that we lost him, you know. But yeah, it's just we don't even need to point fingers. We don't even need to blame. That's just something that it is now. Like it's tragic now, and then that's just something that we as a culture got to live with. That you know what I mean. We took that man.
I mean, we lost a good one. I mean, Philly. Of course, we going to mourn. You know what I mean? If you wasn't a PNB Rock fan, I'm not gonna be mad at you if you tune in now. I mean, I'm not one of them people that try to ostracize people or make people feel some certain type of way because they listen to an artist after they died. Like, I mean, it's just, I mean, sometimes people don't get on your radar when you pop it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it take death. You know what I mean, for certain things to happen, but
Unfortunate.
I mean, it's an unfortunate situation. You know what I mean, and like I said, RIP PNB Rock. You know what I mean, and this shit is just crazy. But let's move on. In current events, we got new Double XL magazine just dropped. You know what I mean, featuring Eminem. We got Eminem on the cover. You know what I mean? He's saying he want to do things nobody from this point on can ever top. You know what I mean? He also said that his only competition right now in rap is Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Joyner Lucas, and Big Sean. He said those that's his only
Big
competition.
Sean.
Yes, Big Sean.
Hey, watch him
Eminem
out.
has a lot of respect for
Watch him
Sean.
out.
He has a lot of respect for Sean.
Hold
Sean
on,
is a
we're
spitter.
talking about. Listen, just for
Sean is a
context.
spitter. He can rap.
Let's not
Just hold on.
disrespect the D.
Are we talking about?
Hold on, just for context, we talking about Kendrick Lamar. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Made it out of his like he's above his class already.
Okay.
Big
Okay.
Sean is in his class. You know what I mean? J. Cole, you know what I mean? It's crazy relevance right now in all of hip hop. You know what I mean? Also was around the same era. Still hasn't fall off, only rising. You know what I mean? Joyner Lucas, just known as an insane spitter. He's just known as an insane rapper. So I can even kind of see that one. He kind of on Eminem wavelength. But Big Sean, like I know that he from Detroit and everything. You gotta show love. You know what I mean? But I listened to his last album. How about that? I listened to his last album, and it didn't really impress me as a Big Sean. Come on, man.
So my challenge to you is
What's up?
just because you don't like the album, does that negate that he's not a spitter?
I'm saying
No.
Kendrick has worse threats than Big Sean. That's all I'm saying.
It's
Like,
not
he could've
Kendrick,
replaced
it's
that
Eminem.
name.
We're talking about Eminem. But
Yeah.
even with Eminem, look damn brother. See, that's how I know yo, you feel me? Your light's not on. That's why you're thinking ain't there. That's what's that's what's going on. All right.
Nah, that was me exiting. I said what I gotta say.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That was
I like
exit stage
so you
left.
about to exit stage then. No, but
Wait. So Craig, did you listen to the last Big Sean album? Are you
I heard a few songs. I didn't hear the whole album.
Are you current? But are you current on Big Sean's rap skill? You know what I mean?
Why he even on the cover?
Hold on, we're not about to do this
That's
to Eminem.
tough.
Why is Eminem on the
Not,
cover?
not Slim Shady.
You saw him just win. He went. Him and the game just had beef. He just won. And he
That's
didn't even rap.
crazy.
I mean, according to what's going on? According to social media, the game won by default
No,
because
I saw that
Eminem,
post. No,
Eminem didn't respond. You know what I mean?
I'm
That's
sure
not
that's not what the streets saying.
that's not what I'm saying.
I'm sure that's not what the streets
Yeah,
saying.
it's social
If
media.
the streets are saying that, you on the wrong street. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
And I ain't heard that.
speaking of
And
I
I was just
mean-
in the barbershop.
speaking of rappers, more rappers, we got our favorite woman rapper, favorite female rapper in the news once
Cardi
again.
B?
She's been in the news all week.
Oh.
Nicki Minaj files lawsuit against YouTuber Nosy Ho after she made a cocaine use allegation against the rapper. You know what I mean? So Nicki is asking for 75 G's and will be taking her trademark if she can't afford to pay it. So, you know what I mean? What is our thoughts about?
He said, I got a baby. Nigga, I need all that I can get. Feel it.
Man, is Nicki
Is she drawn?
Is she
Yeah,
drawing or is
yeah.
it
She's
justified?
trying. She's trying to be like Cardi right now. That's all that's going on, bro. She's just trying to
Yikes!
keep.
You
She's
ain't
trying
gotta
to
take
keep.
it that far.
She's trying to keep up with Cardi. She's trying to keep up with
How you
Cardi.
gonna talk about beef and introduce other beef? Don't
I mean,
you ain't
well,
gotta do that.
apparently she beefing with Cardi and Megan Thee Stallion right now. So
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And Nicki Minaj, she's not going to like win from the case of how can you prove if I use cocaine? You know what I mean? Like she's not going to
right,
win that. Like
You can't prove that I did. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all they have to do is find someone with a little video of her story. Oh, looks like okay. Like, you can't
I'm
prove that I
just asking
didn't
how
do
is
it.
he relevant right now? We
how is
gotta address
why
this.
is
We gotta
Eminem
address this. We
relevant
gotta
right now?
address
Hold on, we just got a question that said, well, I'm asking how is Eminem relevant right now, which is
right.
crazy because
Nah.
How is he relevant?
the game
that hurt
literally
my feelings just to read
exists
that
him.
shit.
You know what I mean? He's literally relevant in the game enough that he kind of sparked the game's whole entire album off, like just from the game trying to diss him.
Living in his head.
Come
I
on,
mean,
man.
because Eminem is Eminem,
Style.
because who he is. I mean, just off his name alone, his cachet, he always gonna be relevant, even if he's not like a Jay-Z. He's always relevant, even if he's not dropping music. He's always relevant because of who he is. Like I
He's a
mean, once you invoke their name, you know what I mean, you know what's going to come behind it. You know what I mean? So I mean that's why Eminem's still relevant. You know what I mean? And the
I mean,
double XL, you know what I mean, who better than to put on your magazine if you trying to, you know, spark some buzz for your publication and you put Eminem on it. You know what I mean?
Get some
So
and
reaction.
you gotta think about it from even a competitor's standpoint. If Eminem is saying these are the top rappers, that makes him relevant in general because everybody looks at him as the rap god, or you know what I mean, the rap whatever you want to call him. You know what I'm saying? So it's the fact that if he is saying that these the only niggas fucking with him, then the people who have opinions about hip hop and rap gotta somewhat alter or challenge that list. You get what I'm saying?
you,
Like you just did with my boy Big Sean. You know what I'm
you
saying?
know, Game is about to drop another because he didn't even mention him. Game about to drop another diss track.
Yo, I bet you Eminem will respond to J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, I can see that. I could definitely see that. I could definitely.
And
That'd be a fight. That'd be scary to see. I ain't gonna lie.
some more current events. We got some releases dropping tonight. I mean, we got albums, we got some songs coming out. I mean, we got a Absol dropping. You know what I mean?
Is this an Absol album or is this an
It's
Absol?
a single. You know what I mean? Just a little single. A Moon Shooter Absol. We got ESTG dropping another album. You know what I mean? Simba and DJ Drama. I mean, he's dropping Young Blue featuring Nicki. We got
I like Simba.
yeah, Simba is fire. You know what I mean? We got a G Herbo featuring Future dropping. You know what I mean?
Oh, Herb.
You know what I mean?
All
I
right.
say it's perfect, huh? Oh,
Beyonce is perfect. You know what I mean? We got that. You know,
I want to hear that, John.
any names on here, y'all. For me, I'm interested in that ESTG because he one of my favorite up and comers right now. And then
You
Simba.
already know. You already know it's Ab Soul. That, come on, man.
Very looking forward to G Herbo. You know what I mean? My boy.
Also, Pink Sifu and Real Bad Man. You know, Real Bad Man just dropped something with Bodie James, so that joint might be. You know what I mean? That joint might be fire too. If I might, I'll probably tap into that. You know what I mean, if any of these joints is fire, you may see it on the album review. You may see it, you know. But that's just some things dropping on the radar tonight. The release radar. We might I feel like we should probably start doing this a little bit more often. You know what I mean?
I
Little
respect it.
release radar type stuff. You know what I mean? Well,
Yes.
yeah, check those out. You know what I mean? I know we all gonna check out that Young Blue featuring Nicki. You know what I mean? You know.
Of course.
What happened to your finger, brother?
Uh accident at work. You know what I mean? You know, I be playing with them knives and shit. I mean, I gotta cut stuff.
Got you.
But yeah, I'm Gucci though. You know what I mean? But let's get to what we matter of fact, last week it was some current events that I wanted to touch on that we didn't get a chance to talk about. And before we get to the Lil Baby documentary, you gotta show love to the great Missy Elliott. You know what I mean? Out in Virginia, she got her own. Missy Elliott Boulevard. You know what I mean?
Uh,
So,
uh,
that's dope as fuck.
that's
Missy is one of the true legends in music. Period. You know what I mean? So she definitely deserved that. You know what I mean?
that's
You know,
crazy.
make sure we give Missy her flowers while she's here. We ain't gonna wait till she's gone.
She
You know
one
what I
of
mean?
the greatest rappers.
Period. You know what I mean? One of the
Even
greatest artists. Period.
producers off top.
Yeah, producer and like rap too. Like she could really spit. You know what I mean? We don't gotta go into that. We could have a Missy Elliott you know what I mean, episode or something. Some
Listen,
feature.
I did. I hurt my finger at work. That's what it was. You know
Oh,
what I
is
mean?
that what she? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Some insight. All right.
I mean, I mean, it was at work. That's all it was.
Philly
And
niggas you shit.
last John, you know what I mean? We talking about QC, so you know what I mean. Quavo and Takeoff releasing a new album. You know what I mean, only built for with diamond links. I think. You know what I mean. So yeah, Quavo and Takeoff coming out with the album together. Offset is no longer. You know what I mean.
No longer.
I mean, y'all excited about that? Y'all excited about the South
I
Park?
mean, me personally, I've never been a fan of the Migos in general. I mean, even of Offset. So that's just neither here nor there. So I mean, for me, it don't really. I'm not moved, but they might come out with some fire shit because honestly, they got something to prove. You know what I'm saying? They got to prove rather not if they that hard without Offset, and I'm assuming with the longevity that they already put into the game, I can only see them coming out with something fire. And I'm not saying here saying that it's gonna be man blowing my mind, you know, like album of the year type shit. But I think it's going to be at least consistent what we can expect from the Migos type shit.
All right. I predict that you're not gonna like it, but I mean, I remember how you looked at Future album. You
You
wasn't
already
really
know.
a fan of it, so I don't really
You already know.
I don't think you're like a mainstream rap fan, you know. That's very mainstream because you know what, I'm not. I don't really think I'm concerned about it. You know what I mean? I always I kind of feel like less people the better sometimes, but in this situation, I'm not so sure. We'll see what happens. With Quavo, he's good with hooks. Uh, Takeoff, he's a good rapper. Might be a good album, but I mean, but
I mean, I'm gonna check it out. It depends. Like, of course, with Migos, the beats, the features, whoever they gonna have on there. You know what I mean, Offset. I feel like I kind of seen this coming. You know what I mean? Because when they all dropped their solo albums, Offset had the best one. You know what I mean? And you got Cardi B, and he really could just pop out with a single with Cardi at any time, and he'll be good. You know what I mean? Migos, Quavo, and Takeoff don't have that luxury. You know what I mean? They can't just pop out with Cardi at any time they
so
want
did they kick him out the group or did he lead the group?
to. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Who knows?
Who knows? All I know is Offset is solo, and it's Quavo and Takeoff. You know what I mean?
I thought Quavo was the ringleader.
Yeah. If anybody was going to go solo, I thought it would be Quavo, but
Yeah. All
But
right.
yeah, speaking, we talking about QC artists, so I mean that's what we're here for today. Lil Baby, Untrapped, the
I
story
like
of
how I
Lil
like
Baby.
that transition you just did, brother.
You know what I mean? I'm all about them transitions. I mean, I'm the segue guy. You know what I mean?
Segue.
But Lil Baby, Untrapped, hour and 33 minutes of I was into this joint just like I was into the XXX Tentacion documentary we watched a couple weeks, about a month or two back. You know what I mean? This one was very interesting. You know what I mean? I feel like we learned. If I learned a lot, so I'm gonna say we learned a lot. You know what I mean? So yeah, we gonna get into it. You know what I mean? We gonna talk about our thoughts. You know what we saw. You know what I mean? Everything that went into making this, and you know what I mean. So, got any questions? Where y'all want to start?
Depends on who y'all want to start with. Zell, you want to take the reins or what?
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When after while I was watching it, I was just like kind of thinking like like this is exactly like who I always thought Lil Baby was. Like he just always seemed like kind of very uninterested in rapping. Like always seemed like, I mean, I guess I'll do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was always really aware that whenever Lil Baby shows up for like an interview or a performance or like a rap video or whatever, it was all I could feel like this is my job. I'm here doing my job right now, and I'm here. So make sure y'all pay me my money. Like, look, that's exactly what I got from Lil Baby this whole time, even in his raps. And as time went on, he started finding himself with music. He really started getting interested in music as time went on. In my eyes, like watching Lil Baby, and now he's starting to like focus his raps and everything. Yeah, the movie just kind of confirmed how I felt and what I always thought about Lil Baby. I don't think I wouldn't say that I learned much. I won't say I learned much, but it was definitely good to watch because I'm sitting the whole time I'm watching. I'm like, matter of fact, I did learn about the friend that got killed. I remember him. I didn't know how close he was. I didn't know how close Lil Baby and Young Thug were. You know what I mean? I didn't know they knew each other since younger. You know what I mean? Since little kids and stuff like that. But other than that, it was spot on. Like, yeah, y'all, I had Lil Baby kind of in the box because every time I see him, he's just giving like, you know what I mean? Like, this is it. This is what I got for you. Just raw. Just off the top. I'm straight from the hood. It's like you grabs one of the kids from out the hood and just threw him in you know what I mean? In a bunch of millions of dollars. And yeah, but yeah, shout out to Lil Baby. I love the documentary. I'm probably gonna watch it again. Um yeah, all good vibes. Definitely they gave you some history about the community. They gave you history lessons. They yeah, I didn't know little baby's name was Dominique. That was another thing I learned.
All right,
But yeah, what y'all think about it though?
comment. What's your thoughts on?
So I was hoping to go last. I didn't fuck with it. I'm keeping
You
a
didn't
band
like
with
it? Oh, okay.
it. Did not fuck with it. I honestly felt like it was. I didn't know who Lil Baby was. Damn. I thought what I said was crazy. This godly.
Okay. All right.
Damn.
Okay. All right. We could tell her a little bit more about little. Actually, I like that because now I can like help
Yeah,
express who little baby is. You know what I mean? Because I
That's
watched
tough.
it.
That's
All right.
tough. But so for me, I feel different than Hollywood as far as like the XX. Like Lolita, I didn't know much. I didn't really brand. I was brand new to X. You feel me? So when I watched this documentary, bro, like that was better than that was not. I feel like it's disrespectful to even call it a documentary. Like that is a movie. Like that movie was fire to me. No, for real. Like that.
Nah, that joint was like that
If
was a
you didn't
movie.
get in your feelings, if you ain't learned some shit, if you didn't learn some life lessons, because that was it was some spiritual things. It was some insight
This is a
about him.
lot.
It was a whole movie, bro, and his whole life was documented. Now we talking about Lil Baby. Let me stay on topic. That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's disrespectful to do the comparison because I feel like it. You know how you say you can't judge a book by its cover. Well, you could do that with the Little Baby, because nigga, I got because you could literally, I could literally knew what the book was about by the cover, nigga. And when I opened the book, I didn't learn nothing new. I was like, okay, nigga, that's what did I sit here for an hour and 33 minutes for? Like, you a hood nigga, you ain't have no daddy, you sold drugs, you became a rapper, nigga. That's like every fucking rapper that I know. So I didn't really feel like this was anything special personally. Like unless he would have put something more personal in the documentary that would make me feel like, oh wow, you feel me, or make some type of personal connection to the nigga that You feel me? That I never would have before as a fan, even though I'm not really a fan. You know what I'm saying? That would probably intrigue me more, but there was no personal connection. The nigga don't open up like that. Even in interviews, the nigga don't talk like that. If you only talking about the streets, yeah, okay, that's cool and all, but nigga, if there's nothing else personal to grab onto, then I can't really. You get what I'm saying? It's expected. You know what I'm saying? You're very readable to me personally. You know what I'm saying? I think he's an interesting character as far as like how people say he's always been a star, how he's always thought ahead, how he always had things planned out. I respect his business as a businessman. You know, I'm having that type of motivation to be able to take care of yourself and your family from a very young age all the way up to your adulthood. You feel me? I respect that. But besides that, as far as interest into the documentary, I was at a loss. Too relatable? Nah. I don't think it's not no, so too relatable would be like I said, it would be something more personal. Like I feel like it I think it was very like I said, expected. I can't think of a
Like
better.
predictable? Is that what you're talking about?
Thank you. Appreciate you, Zell. It was very predictable. Um, I can relate to some of those things. As far as it being like anything past that, things that would make it too relatable, it's kind of like with XX. Like he talked about, being abused. You know what I'm saying? Seeing your mom, whatever. You know what I mean? He said that his mom had she would see his mom mess with the wrong men. You know what I mean? He had to defend her, or just a lot of stuff like relationships. You don't get to hear none of that in this documentary. You don't hear nothing about his relationships. You don't hear nothing about what else did he aspire to be besides a drug dealer, which apparently he didn't. But what I can say that I thought was interesting was when you see him young as a little child, he was speaking about like church and stuff like that, and like doing an impression of a pastor. So I thought that was very interesting, that the persona and the character that you developed was this hood drug dealing type of character versus you had to have some form of church upbringing. You feel me? So I would have been more interested if they would have touched more on those aspects to give his character a little bit more diversity. You know what I mean? A little bit more like, oh, so you're not just this one what is it called? One sided
One
character,
dimensional.
one dimensional. You know what I mean? Like what would have made him more two dimensional? So
All right. I wasn't I wasn't expecting that, but I see where you're coming from. I got you. For me, I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Uh, I kind of already, you know what I mean, like Zell said, I kind of already had that feel that, you know what I mean, Lil Baby was, I mean, rapping is not really, I mean, it's just like a hobby. You know what I mean? And, you know, the biggest takeaway from me from this whole thing is just that he's not, your regular cookie cutter rapper, you know what I mean, put together by the industry. He's a really authentic dude. You know what I mean, the shit that he rap about, the music that he makes, he actually lives it. You know what I mean, he lived it. You know what I mean, he did it. You know what I mean, so the authenticity is there. And for me, that's a big thing. That's a thing that drives me to a lot of artists, is how authentic they are. You know what I mean, and his authenticity, it showed throughout that whole thing, just how he get respect from the hustlers, respect from the rappers, from whoever. You know what I mean, they just respect him because they know he's authentic, he's real. You know what I mean, and you can see that. You know what I mean, he has love for his family. You know what I mean, he's a father. You know what I mean, he take care of his children. I mean, you can see that his sons love him. You know what I mean, got love for his mother, his sisters. You know what I mean, he take care of his folks. You know what I mean, so I like that aspect, and because you could tell already that he's a reserved individual and it's not too much information on him. I wasn't expecting, for him to reveal everything about himself. You know what I mean? Because that's just not who he is. Like, I'm not going to put everything. You don't need to know everything about me. You know what I mean? You just need to know this. You know what I mean? And I like that aspect of it. You know what I mean? And the one thing that that really hit me though is the whole Young Thug thing. You know what I mean? How Young Thug wanted him to, yo, bro, get out of this shit. You know what I mean? I'll give you some money so you can get out of this shit.
20
You know
bands.
what I mean? I'll give you this bread so you can, because you better than this. You know what I mean? And then it's just to see Young Thug do that for him, but then to also see the situation that Young Thug is in right now. You know what I mean? Is, you know, it's like, did you take your own advice a little bit? You know what I mean? But I did like the fact that Young Thug was there for him from the beginning to show him like, yo, bro, you should be doing it this way. You know what I mean? And we seen QC, we seen P, and what's the other boy name? You know what I mean, we seen them. You know what I mean, the creators of the whole label, who they got signed. We seen the acts they had: Migos, City Girls, Lil Yachty. You know what I mean, Rich the Kid. You know what I mean? So they got a nice stable of music. You know what I mean, stable of artists. I like that we was able to see that part. You know what I mean? The whole Grammy performance thing. My thing is this. I like how he handled that whole situation. It's like, all right, you ain't gonna nominate my album. That's cool, but I'm gonna perform my song anyway, and it's gonna reach way more people because I performed the joint. But we know how the Grammys are. You know what I mean? They whitewash everything. We're never gonna see the artists get their just due like they supposed to with the Grammys. That's how I've been saying for years that, you know what I mean, we as African Americans need our own award show. You know what I mean? Not the BET Awards. We need something better than that. You know what I mean? But that's another topic for another day. You know what I mean? But I like how he handled that Grammy situation. But we know what the Grammys get into. They whitewash everything.
So to go back into what you were just talking about, yeah, I do respect the fellowship and the brotherhood that they demonstrated in the documentary, although they didn't touch on it a lot. You get what I'm saying? Like, again, you don't know their personal stories. You don't know, like, you didn't really hear. We're not doing this.
Facts.
We didn't really get to hear, like, even though we heard Thug really give a lot of credit to Lil Baby and to talk about how he would go out his way to give him, like, he said, bro, what you make today, 20 bands? Or I'm gonna give you 20 bands. Just get out the streets. You feel me? Go home, go to the studio, whatever the case may be. Yeah, that's solid. You know what I'm saying? That was extremely solid. But you didn't ever hear Lil Baby reference Thug. You feel me? You didn't hear him and his relationship and how he felt about him and things of that nature. You didn't hear about his relationship with his son. You know what I mean? Like, how tough is that, as a dad to be in this industry and raise your kid at the same time? You don't get that personal connection. You get
I
what I'm
would
saying?
have liked to see that too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Nothing
you feel
to
what I'm
cut.
saying? Like, situations like that. To make a comparison, everybody knows here that I'm a huge Mary J. Blige fan. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all know, but Mary came out with a documentary as well, and I thought the shit was ass. You know what I mean? I love Mary J. Blige, but I was really pissed off that I sat there for over an hour, she's not revealing nothing about herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that may be boundary he may not want to cross. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? You may not. I feel like that's fine if you don't want to reveal something about yourself, as far as like especially we all from the hood, you feel me? So if you talking about hood shit, of course we don't expect to hear, you know what I mean, like the Rico cases that we know is going on and shit like that. Nigga, I can understand the Rico not being talked about, but
Right.
you don't hear no personal connections, no, what, you know what I mean, what is his teachers feeling about him? You know what I'm saying? When he was growing up, what his teachers say about him? Nobody got an individual, I mean, nobody got camera time that knew him outside of the streets, or you feel me, or the music business. So any other thing that he was a part of, whether that be church, whether that be school, or any, his other family members, you don't get those conversations. And I just feel like that made the documentary miss. Like I said, for Mary J. Blige, I didn't learn nothing new about her. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as I love Mary, I was invested as a fan to learn something more of her. You feel me? I'm watching this documentary to get something new. Why else would you watch a documentary? That's what a documentary is supposed to do. And She didn't. You know what I'm saying? She said that she's private. She has the right to that. You feel me? But if you're gonna put money into a production or let people write a story about you, reveal something for us fans to be able to be like, I got that. Thank you for, you know what I mean, giving me this as a fan. So why I invested my time to watch this about you. Feel me? That's just how I feel.
So I wanted to ask about his transition, basically from saying, all right, I'm a drug dealer. You know what I mean? I'm doing this. I don't even know how to rap for real. But I'm gonna just start doing this shit, and then he just basically some that he didn't even really want to do, some that he had no expertise in, and then he literally became the biggest like rapper in the world. You know what I mean? He literally is, and I have no problem saying this. Like he's the leader of the new school right now. You know what I mean, he is. Like, what do we y'all agree with that, or do you have a? I mean, did you
Yeah,
have another takeaway from that?
if you ask pretty much anybody from the country, or maybe even like the UK and everything, who's the best rapper who's the best rapper, even if you like if you're talking to someone who's of the generation like 18, 19, if you ask them who's the best rapper, they're going to say Lil Baby.
It's
And
crazy.
what you're just saying is just like speaking to that. It is crazy because you've been aware of rappers because we're kind of coming up into our mid to late 20s and early 30s and stuff, and so we have a lot more to pick from. Music was a lot more like not everybody was listening to the same thing, but we were kind of on the same wavelength. Like these days, like music goes all different directions, all different crazy. Everything's blended together, you know what
Right.
I mean, chopped up. So if you ask these kids who is the best rapper out right now and they say Lil Baby, you can't take that from a grain of salt. Like but yeah, yeah, Lil Baby is probably the top rapper right now. In this I just really feel like I'm gonna just say what's on my mind. I just really feel like uh that Lil Baby only started rapping for like, you know what I mean, for legal money, and I don't want to say money laundering and stuff
To
like, but
wash
like
it. Yeah, I feel you.
yeah, he wanna like be he wanna be legit. Like he wants to go legit with everything. That's why I think
That should have
in
front.
in the beginning he didn't want to do it. His man, everybody had to drag him into rapping. Like, you
Right.
know what I mean? That he wasn't even rapping for a hobby at that point. Like he was rapping because like I got to do this like right now. Like, you know what I mean? He didn't even want to go to like shows. He didn't even want to like record in the studio.
Do interviews and all that. Like,
Yeah, he was making more money on the streets as a 15-year. Like he was saying that somebody said he was like what 11 or 12 with like
No,
ten
no,
thousand
it was.
dollars.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was like 11 or 12, like walking around with ten
Two hundred
thousand dollars.
thousand.
Yeah, like just making money. Like so,
10 bands.
to if he kept on that same path and he wasn't like arrested, like he did like a 2-year bid at some point, but by that time he was like a grown man. But
right,
if he's going from 11 with 10 bands and then he's just moving up, just learning new things, be hanging around with the same people.
Zero.
Well, we got a comment. Speaking to someone who had zero information about him, I felt I learned a lot about him. Yeah, I also found that too. I watched it with Mallory. She did like the documentary because she didn't know anything about him. She was just didn't Little Baby just not on her radar, and she liked it. I personally felt like I didn't really learn anything from him because I already was familiar with his music, just his mannerisms, like his demeanor. I was just always familiar with it. I didn't expect to like for Lil Baby to like become vulnerable right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right,
so I guess it was what I thought it would be. So I'm not really that disappointed, but I definitely understand what Craig means by like as a documentary, you probably missed the mark because for a documentary, you want everybody to learn something, not just like the
right,
people who don't know you at all. Like because that's easy to do. Like I could teach you about a new person today that you don't know, and it'd probably be a little interesting, but it's a
right.
little harder to do a piece on someone who we're all kind of familiar with and all kind of learn something about them. Like, you know what I
I,
mean?
I feel like probably the biggest criticism would be for anybody. Like we got perspectives from everyone else. Like I mean, you heard Young Thug, you heard his mom, you heard Drake, you heard P and all them talk, but when you do a documentary about yourself, what you're really looking for as the viewer, you're looking for a very introspective, you know what I mean, view from the artist, the person the documentary is about. You know what I mean, and I feel like we just didn't really get too much, of that introspective aspect from
I
Lil Baby. You know what I mean?
I kind of disagree because I just felt like those artists that they put on there besides Thug were really just giving credence to this nigga matters because Drake is talking about him. Because when Drake got on and he said something, all he said was, "No, this guy, he's good. You know, he's rapping. You know, he's just it was just more so that's crossing into personal territory. You're asking for something they clearly weren't comfortable with tackling. Okay, that's fine. I mean, like I said, with the person, you know what I mean? With the person, the main person that they talking about, Lil Baby. If Lil Baby didn't want to talk about his shit, that's fine. But if you're gonna get other people to talk about him, they should be talking a little bit more than about what we already know. That's just the point. They don't have to talk about his, about trauma and shit that happened to him and all that shit like the XXX, but they should give us more than hey, this nigga sold drugs, or hey, this nigga did music. Nobody else. If I'm wrong, watch the documentary and tell me I'm wrong. Anybody that talked about this man on the documentary, no matter how many people that depict, they said either he's really good at music or he was really good at selling drugs. Tell me what
And,
else they tell this
and
nigga.
that's why I wanted more.
Besides his mama saying, "Oh, he's smart," because when he was in school, he was 6 months not there, and then he took a test and he passed, and nobody else in the class did. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
I definitely understand what you're saying. Yeah, um,
But that's what takes me to my point though about the introspective part of it. You know what I mean? Like they all talked about how good of an artist he was and what he did on the streets, but you know what I mean? I'm speaking from him himself. You know what I mean? He didn't really give, too much background about himself or, you know what I mean, like Craig said about, being a rapper having two young children, you know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean, he did speak, kind of introspectively about his prison term and all that. But I just feel like in a documentary, you just need more, you need a more introspective aspect. You know
The
what I mean?
only
And
thing he
that's,
did
that,
say
that wasn't there.
the only thing he did say about his kids is that he knows his son is looking at him, and he asked his son, "What do you want to be?" He said, "I want to be like you," and he said, "Well, damn, if I fuck up, my son gonna want to be like me." So that means if I fuck up, my son is gonna follow my footsteps and probably do the same mistakes that I made. That is literally the only thing that this man said.
And he
Like
should
he
have expanded more on that. You know what I mean?
he should could have it's so much more you could expand on that. You know what I'm saying? The fact that, you know what I mean, like he's like his father wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, "Oh, when I I think it was something very minuscule, like saying something like, "Oh, when I shoot the ball with my dad," or some shit like that." His son says that, "Hey, did you shoot the ball with your dad?" No, I didn't do that. How did that make you feel, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? There's no meat and potatoes, nigga. It's very cut and dry. I don't know. That's just how I feel,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like,
That just all makes me feel like
kudos to
maybe
him
there's
as an artist, but as a watcher of a documentary, I can't score it high. You know what I'm saying?
maybe we're gonna get another documentary like later on throughout the years. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe this is just a part of he probably feels like this is like a new wave, like documentaries, another way to tap in and make some money. Like, so right now he's gonna he can't reveal everything.
But
He's planning
this
on
is,
more.
I think this was a you know, good first step to it because,
Yeah.
as Lala said in the comments, she didn't know about him. You know what I mean, she learned something about him. As Zell said, Mallory didn't know about him. She learned something about him. So if you didn't know who Lil Baby was, you know what I mean, and you watch this, you know, you're more than likely you will learn something. You know what I mean? But like for us, for what we already knew, you know what I mean, we didn't learn much more. But if you don't know him, you know what I mean, this will be a good, introduction for you if, you're not actively tuning into his music.
All right. I just feel like, well, I got two things actually. One, I just feel like if you watch this whole documentary and you never like because you couldn't understand them. I feel like you'll be able to understand like his lyrics a little better if you watch this whole joint.
Yeah,
And
maybe
you
just
would
a little
never,
bit.
you know what I
That's
mean?
another thing that bothers me is that we talking about an interview necessary, but I get what y'all saying. So so another part that bothers me is that y'all saying that he is the best rapper of his generation, and that bothers me because it's like
Why?
even the people in the documentary was saying that the reason why people couldn't gravitate to his music like that is because they couldn't understand what he was saying. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like I have a problem with that. If you're a lyricist, if you're a rapper, if you're a spitter, especially you the guy for your whole generation, the fact that people are even having a problem just under hearing your lyrics is just like
I mean, but we're
he's
really
like
we're aware when people don't understand like Kendrick's lyrics too, though. Like you know what I mean? That's not everything. Like
are we talking
sometimes
about sound or are we talking about understanding as far as the
we're talking about understanding what he's saying on the first go. On the
grasping the
first,
concept? Like, I think that's
understanding and picking up every lyric the first go is probably not going to happen on every Kendrick song or every Lil Baby song. That's all I'm saying.
But that could be said about a lot of artists. But
Exactly.
the thing with Lil Baby is, like Zell said, you could literally from let me just say from like the ages like 17 to 24 or some shit. You can ask them who is your favorite rapper right now? Who's the best? And 9 times out of 10, they're gonna say Lil Baby. I mean, he's the guy. I mean, you got people saying he out rapped J. Cole on Pride of the Devil.
All over the country. This is
I
all over
mean,
the
he
country.
out rapped Drake. They saying if he hopped on a song with Kendrick, he could out rap him. You know what I mean? They like he has a fan base. You know what I mean? He's up there, and you've seen one of the biggest artists in the world. Period. Drake is telling you he's the guy. You
All
know what I
right,
mean?
can I?
That's the guy telling you he's the guy.
All right, look. Because Drake was on there, and one of the first things he was saying was about his 2020 album that everybody that had like the most streams ever, and it should. I don't think he said it should have got a Grammy, but he was like, yeah, one of the most streams is undeniable and all this. But like 2020 is when Corona happened. We all had to go inside, so like naturally, a lot of people would be listening to music at that point. Naturally, a lot of people will be tapping into Lil Baby to listen to what's going on at that point. So, do we really feel like Lil Baby got robbed when it comes to the 2020 hip hop album of the year? Because it went up against Revenge of the Dreamers 2, Championships, I Was, that was 21 Savage, Igor, Tyler the Creator, and Lost Boy, uh YBN Corday. Do we feel like he got robbed? Like he should have been up there? Because I did listen to that album. What was it? My Turn by Lil Baby's album. I don't think it was one of his best albums ever. Like I don't think it was one of his most heavy hitting joints. There's songs on there that I love and appreciate, but in the grand scheme of things, are we really saying that he got robbed
I mean,
or
I feel like
yeah?
he got robbed in the sense of not because of like if we compare it to the quality of music to all the other albums you listed that was nominated, okay, he didn't get robbed. But as far as the impact of the album and just the groundswell of it, it should have been up there. Like I mean, because that album vaulted him to unprecedented territory that he wasn't in before. You know what I mean? So just off of that alone, you know what I mean, I can see why people say he got robbed. But if we talking just the quality of the music, you know what I mean, he didn't. I mean, not to say the quality of the music was bad because it wasn't. I
It
actually
wasn't
like
bad.
that
It wasn't bad. No,
compared to the other albums. Like I would have probably taken it over Corday's album,
I would
but
take it over Corday's album too.
all the other ones, you know what I mean? Because like I feel like even though Tyler the Creator won, I feel like Meek should have won that Grammy because
Championships, yeah, that was a great
Championship
album.
was the best album of that year for me. But
Yeah,
I mean, like I said, the Grammys they rarely get it right. I mean, they never really get it right. I mean, we seen Macklemore win over Kendrick. Like, in what fucking world would that ever happen? You know what I mean? But we seen it happen at the Grammys because that's the type of shit the Grammys do. You know what I mean? Yeah, they just recently they want to start getting shit right, and give Grammys to like Nas and shit like that. But nah, that's why I said we need our own show that recognizes black artists. I mean, no Grammys, no more Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, none of that shit. I mean, we need our own shit. But like I said, that's a topic for another day. You know what I mean?
I don't feel like he got robbed personally. I could see the argument of he should have at least been nominated. I could feel that. I could definitely.
Yeah, I feel you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could respect the fact that he could have at least been nominated. But again, as Zell and Hollywood both said, like, do I think that it stood a great chance of winning? I personally don't, and I think that he was too fresh. And maybe I'm showing my age, but I think he a guppy, bro. Like, I think that you too fresh when you just got your legs, bro. You're not ready to leap like that. Like, you should be. You feel me? Like, you ain't even spend that much time grinding to even get to that point where you just coming out with an album and you think that you finna get the Grammy now. You know how many times Kendrick had to put, you feel me? Like, it's just a lot of I feel like I just feel like to say that he got robbed and he's so fresh, I just don't think that that's a good argument. I feel like if he put in so much bodies of work where we're like, damn, he still ain't got nominated, he ain't hit the, you feel me, then it's like, okay, bet. But it's like, it's his first one. He just opened the floodgates. Like, we just now again, you know what I mean, to understand or hear you or even see who you are. So I don't know. That's how I feel.
Wait, you talking about My Turn?
Yeah.
No, My Turn wasn't one of his first albums or anything like that. It was just like he's been out for a while before that dropped. But
that was the biggest project.
That's what I'm saying. That's his first one that made any real noise. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna say that.
Well, he had the other John, the
That's
Yes
how I
and
feel.
Me John. You know what I mean? He had the Johns with Gunna that was popping off.
But you felt like that opened the floodgates. Like, that was his big album that put him on the mainstream of these other artists that was nominated.
Nah, bro. Harder Than Ever was fire. Too Hard was. These are all the joints that put
Yeah,
people.
he had Harder Than Ever. Drip Harder was out.
Drip Harder, it was already out.
And before My Turn even dropped, he had 2 Drake features. You know what I mean? So he was
big. He was big by the time My Turn.
Okay, what that mean? What? You can have features all day, motherfucking.
It's great.
Currency has more body of work than this motherfucker. Got way more features than this dude, and he's not on that same platform.
But did Currency get a Drake feature as he was ascending? You know what I mean? That's the thing.
He got a Wayne feature.
Are you aware that Lil Baby has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 albums right now?
And my point was, this is the first one that opened up his floodgates. That's what I said when I opened up that statement. You ain't gotta agree. That's how I feel. Like I said, Currency done put out way more bodies of work. He done had way more features, and he's not on that same platform. So my argument is, I don't feel like you put in the same amount of work of other artists that I feel like should be on that same stage. That's how I feel.
Yeah, it was the highest selling album of that year across all genres. You know what I mean?
I feel that, but bro, listen. But that was like COVID. That's like saying Squid Game is the hottest genre that ever came out on Netflix because it came out during COVID and everybody sat down and watched it. Like, are we really going to say that? You know what I mean?
See that?
I mean, I feel you, but like, I mean, are we? We can't take away what it did just because.
I don't think My Turn did anything for Lil Baby's career except just like that record doesn't do anything. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I feel like it put him in a different space. I mean,
a different conversation.
Since he, if the album would have just like my thing is this, like, if we're gonna say the quality of music wasn't there, that's fine. But the recognition and how much he sold off of that album, I mean, that can't be ignored. I can't just strictly put that on because it was COVID and niggas was in the house.
Are you sure you can't do that?
Even if you go with that, we still have other artists, you could have listened to while you was in the house. You didn't just have to listen to Lil Baby. You could have
But
listened
Lil
to
Baby
whoever you
was like
wanted to.
he,
You know what
but
I mean?
Lil Baby, hold on, he dropped that album like literally right before COVID. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was jokes everywhere that Lil Baby, like, you know what I mean, shut everything down because of his album. Like, you know what I mean? It was a lot of people listening to the album because Lil Baby was one of the hottest probably the hottest artist that was out at the time. Yes, indeed. Drip Too Hard, like all these songs blew up. He was already on mad features. He was already doing a lot like for the game right now. Like Lil Baby was solidified by this time. Like his next project that he dropped was the one with him and Lil Durk.
I
Like, you
feel
know,
like my turn. If okay, we not gonna say. I don't know what we actually gonna say about it, but what I can say about it is
mm-hmm.
it showed that he's able to sell records. You know what I mean? That's it. That's really all you need to prove as an artist that you can sell records. You
He's
know what I mean?
already
Regardless if it was a pandemic or not, he still sold records. You know what I mean? And that's the aim as an artist. You know what I mean? When you put out music, you're putting it out to sell. It was the most bought, most whatever streamed album of that year. You know what I mean? He sold records. That's you know what I mean? That's the biggest takeaway for me. You know what I mean? He can sell records.
is that that's the thing.
He's a
Well,
money machine.
oh yeah, no, that's not a big
And
takeaway
that's
at
how I
all for
feel.
me.
That's how I feel.
Mhm. Just like how many people like listen to your thing, like in the story. Nah. But I feel y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all numbers guys, you know what I mean? And
Oh, stop it.
yeah,
Stop.
I get
Stop it.
numbers, you know what I mean? Numbers don't lie, you know what I mean? All of that.
The numbers back up his. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
there we go. Here we
They back
go.
it up. You know what I mean? So you gotta go with the numbers. You know what I mean? If niggas was saying, "Oh, this the hottest album of the year," and that shit only sold like 150,000 units or something, then it's like, all right, bro. And you trying to say it should be nominated for a Grammy? Then it's like, no. But if you go multiple times platinum, you know what I mean? You got number one singles popping off. You know what I mean? I don't know how you can't say that the man is not a star or he didn't drop fire. You know what I mean? It's
I mean,
That's what I said.
because
I
y'all
won't
got
take away
spoken
from
so
his
much.
artistry. I won't say. I won't. I think that's exactly what I'm doing. I don't think I'll take
I
away
don't think we're
from
taking
the
away from
fact,
it.
huh?
I don't think we're taking away from it. Like
Right? No, I
acknowledging
said
that,
me. I
like,
said me. I said me.
you
I
know what I
don't. I
mean?
don't feel as though I'm taking away from that. The fact that it was a great project. That my whole argument was the fact that it was the first one to open up the floodgates. Me personally, I just feel as though if that is your first big project to
That
get people
wasn't.
to hear you, look, motherfucker, that's how I feel. All right, if you feel
That was
differently,
not Lil
that's,
Baby's
if
biggest
that's
project.
how you feel,
Like that
that you
wasn't his
are.
first. That
Listen,
didn't
Zell,
open up no
if that's how
floodgates,
you feel,
Ah,
then you are entitled to that, my brother.
bro. The floodgates
Okay,
were been
but
open
the
for
let me get my
floodgates open for him when
let me
Yes
get my
Indeed
shit off,
dropped.
King.
You
Let
know
me
what I
get
mean?
my shit off, King. All
so
right,
many people got my turn
you ain't gonna let
because the
me.
floodgates was
So
open.
you don't let me get my shit off.
All right,
Oh, all right. I'm just saying. I'm trying to be respectful. You see that? You see that? Respect. I'm trying to be respectful. You know what I'm saying? This is my promotion.
all
You
right.
know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, man.
Anyways,
Promote.
I feel as though with that being your head hurt, you all right?
Yeah.
Well, anyways, though, I feel as though if this is your first big project where motherfuckers is really where you are, as he said it in the documentary, so I really don't even feel like it's my opinion. Like he said, I am touching other audiences that I've never touched before based off of that project. If that's your first time doing that, then I feel as though it's not crazy that this is not that you're not going to be nominated for that. Like that's just not you. That's your first one, brother. Like now that you have that audience, now you just now got them. Now when you sell them, then I can see you being like, okay, yeah, I'm back to back with it. You know what I'm saying? Then it's okay. I respect it. But me personally, I just don't. And I could be a little biased because I'm not a fan like that. So, you know what I'm saying? But I still just feel like there are other people with bodies of work that I would have substituted for that than Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well, if you haven't checked out the movie documentary, is little Untrapped, the story of Lil Baby, you can check it out on Amazon video, Prime Video. You know what I mean? It's an hour and 33 minutes. Go check that out. But before we get up out of here, we got that Who Said That, and we got our album of the week for y'all. So you know what I mean? So,
You said that I was juggling between two songs but right now we talking about rap, so we gonna keep it rap. You heard me? So this joint should be pretty easy. You know what I mean? Got a little easy joint for y'all. All right. The lyrics go, it don't hurt as bad as it used to. I admit, girl, yeah, I just use you. I admit this is not what I'm used to. Ike Turner, but I never abuse her. He's saying Ike Turner, but is a double entendre. Girl, that's what he said. Ike Turner, like
I'm
you
hella
gotta know
weak.
both sides. My last girl left me cold, like frozen in the snow. She already knows it's
yeah,
hard.
I know this, John.
Yeah, it's easy
I know
joint. I want to know if Craig know it though.
I
I
already
don't
know
know.
this is.
This shit sounds
Yes,
absolute trash. I'm just gonna let you know. I
you
don't know
guess
who,
it.
that
You at
shit
least guess it.
that shit sound ass. I don't know who said that. I don't know who said that. Cali, forgive me if it's a Cali nigga, but unbiased nigga, that shit sound absolute garbage,
What you
nigga.
mean? That was off
That
the
shit sound
top.
garbage, nigga. Like I'm almost mad that we gotta guess who the fuck that is. Like that's crazy.
Man,
That's fucking crazy.
my
That
last
nigga,
girl left me
I'm
cold,
mad
like
that you
frozen
even
in the
point out
snow.
that nigga said that's a double entendre. I'm
It is.
trying to get more credence to the lyricism. I'm mad as fuck.
It is literally double entendre. If I just said Ike Turner, like that made no sense. You know what I mean?
I get it. It's one of those you get it, but it's very plain. I get
No,
it.
well, you got to guess somebody out of all of the rappers that you know in your life.
Somebody that don't matter. That's my vote.
You hate being wrong so bad.
How am I wrong? What nigga? I ain't guess.
His name a rapper, bro.
I'm pretty sure if you tell me who it is, my vote is correct because I said somebody who don't matter. So
All right, well, Hollywood, you want to tell them who these lyrics are from?
Yes, those lyrics belong to R.I.P. Juice World.
Yeah, shout out to Juice World. You know what I mean?
I mean,
that's tough.
that's
Another
one
one
of
of
my
the
favorite
rappers
Juice
from
World
me.
songs. So I mean that's one of my favorite joints. So I knew that joint from the rip.
Yeah, I like that song a lot.
That's tough.
But yeah, that's I mean, if you had another one, you know what I mean, we could.
You ain't like the Frozen bar?
Not a,
bro.
what? No.
It's hard for me to let go.
What?
All right, how about this John? You know this John? This is my other John that I had.
Bro, we
Girl, we
don't.
don't need no cocaine. We don't need no ecstasy to ruin our brains. Only one thing sets us free or ease our pain. Talking about the herbs. You don't like that, John?
Oh God. Oh shit. That's crazy. Keep going.
Someone just like you, everything we do a sin, or is that true? Girl, I love you, Mary Jane. What would I do? Fall without the herb.
Mm.
So put your love into this. Girl, and don't you feel no shame. Just let this be. Girl, I love you, Mary Jane, and she love me. All about the herbs.
Oh shit.
I
Hey,
know
bro, that shit is fire, nigga. That shit
The last
crazy.
song, girl, we don't need no cocaine. All we need is good sense to rule our brains. Only one thing sets us free and ease our pain. Talking about the herbs.
I can see why you struggle between those two, bro.
I know that one too.
You know that
crazy.
joke too?
That's
You know what I mean?
Yeah, shout out to my boys. Go ahead, Hollywood. Tell them who that is.
That's that slightly stupid.
That's slightly stupid. You know what I
You know what I
mean?
mean?
No cocaine if y'all need the song.
That's that slightly stupid. Yo, check them out though.
That's the whole song too.
Check that slightly stupid out. Y'all need to get on that. You know what I mean? But that's who said that? You know what I mean? Before we get out here, we got an album of the week. It's more of an EP, but It's we gonna do it for the album of the week. You know what I mean? You know, let me pull that up right here.
There
We
she go.
we got my girl Genevieve. You know what I mean? She just dropped. Was it last Friday? You know what I mean? And it's called Rendezvous. You know what I mean? Rendezvous EP. 6 songs on there. You know what I mean? But it's fire though. I mean, I tuned in. I'm like a huge Genevieve fan, so like, you know what I mean. But this is a good, very good EP. I mean, my favorite John on here so far is I like Love Quotes and Candy Lies. You know what I mean, very fire. I mean, so Genevieve, Rendezvous. Y'all should go check that out. You know what I mean, do yourself a favor. Put some
Hey,
good, I put some
can
good
I?
music in your rotation.
When we gonna cover West Side Boogie, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna cover
I
West Side
feel like
Boogie.
that. You feel me? We talking about albums, like we talking about real lyricism. Saying
But yeah, we definitely slated for next week. We have supposedly we have an interview. I mean, if we do not have the interview, we will be having another album review episode because I really want to talk about, as Craig mentioned, the West Side Boogie album, and we never even talked about Jid in the Forever Story. You know what I mean? We
crazy.
brought it up a bunch of times and we didn't even review it. So, like I said, if the interview does not happen, we will be reviewing those albums. I
That's
mean, and even if the interview does happen, we'll just review those albums the week after. You know what I mean?
real,
But
real quick.
the album reviews are coming.
Real quick, you ain't got to put it in order. You ain't got to say this is number one, this is number two. So far, what are y'all top 5 albums of the year?
Top
Just
five.
like musically or just rap?
Yeah, musically.
Top 5, I got Kendrick, Lupe Fiasco, Harry Styles,
Number 3, okay.
The Weeknd, Beyonce. That's my top 5.
Okay. Zell?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna switch out. I think I'm gonna switch out Lupe for.
Oh yes, also
Mm,
we have a request to review Ari Lennox's new album, Age Sex Love.
Yeah,
I ain't even listened to that joint yet. I
I'm
need to get
actually
on.
right now trying to like load up a picture to it. It's not downloading in my thing, but yeah, I was going to shout out that John. Shout out to Ari Lennox. That album,
I
fire.
love Ari. I'm assuming it's fire. It's Ari. You know who
Oh, yeah,
she
but
is.
yeah, we could definitely review that too. Throw that
Yeah,
John on the
easily.
list.
Yeah,
Reviews.
we ain't done. Have we done an R&B review?
Yeah,
We did The Weeknd. We reviewed Harry
We
Styles.
did. I just don't feel like that's. But you know, Ari in a different bag. She in a
we did
Soul
the
Train type
We did
bag.
Burna Boy. We did Calvin Harris.
what's the
You-
one boy? We
Bruno
did
Boy, that's a
Brent
different
Fayez.
genre. It's not
yeah,
R&B.
Brent Fires. We did Brent
Bruno
We
Boy's
did,
Fires.
not
we did Chris
R&B.
Brown. You know what I mean? We did Breezy.
Okay, we did do. Okay, there we go. But I feel like he pop. He's not. I still don't feel like that's R&B either. But
What about
I see
Brent
what you're saying.
Fires, bro? We did that John.
Don't remind me. Don't remind me.
I'm pretty
Don't
sure
remind
we did the Mary J. Blige album too.
Yeah, we did.
We
We did
did.
Good Morning
Oh, I see why we not covering R&Bs, bro. It's been a tragic year for R&B music. It's been a tragic year.
Oh yeah,
I
yo,
just
I'm
came to
switching.
that realization.
My bad, yo. I'm switching Lupe for West Side Boogie. That's my joke.
Wow, you got West Side over
Over
Lupe?
Jid and Lupe and Joey.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's tough.
Listen, that
I'm a
joint.
West Coast nigga, and I don't think I got the nigga over Lupe.
Yeah, I like
I'm
a certain
still
type of sound though. You know what I mean? I like a lot of pain and a lot of like expression in the music I like. So if you ask me just my personal top 5, that's probably how I'm coming. Cause
I know, but that was really surprising because I really love the West Coast Boogie album, but just over my boy Lupe. That's tough. That's all I'm saying. I'm not mad at it. I'm just it's very
Lupe
tough.
had a real good album this year.
Oh yeah, also an album. If I could give one honorable mention, it would be No Rest for the Wicked by Ransom. You know what I mean? One of the best rap albums, period. You know what I mean? That joint is fire. I mean, if you ain't hear that joint, go listen to it. If you talking about bars, Ransom probably one of the most underrated rappers in the game, period. You know what I mean? Like he could really rap circles around a lot of y'all favorites. So check that joint out. No Rest for the Wicked.
Good to know.
But yeah, man, that's what it sound like. Track 3.
Oh, yo, hold on, yo. I might have to change my drawing to Bo Burnham album.
Shout out to Bo Burnham Inside. I mean, if y'all haven't watched that one, go watch that one. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. It's one of my favorite episodes. You know what I mean? You know, go check out that Bo Burnham review we did. You know what I mean? You know, we gonna review a lot more music documentaries. I mean, I want to review some old school joints too, not just
most definitely.
some current.
We honestly could revisit, you know, some not say topics because we already talked about jazz, but if we wanted to go specific people, like I'd be down with that too. So, whatever y'all, you know, whatever what it sound like is where I'm gonna be at. You know what I'm saying? So, let's get it.
Yeah, man. I was thinking we need a Beatles episode. Yeah,
Ooh, you know what's crazy? Okay, I don't want to drag out the episode too long, but my I'm in psychology class, right? And they said, okay, who's your favorite artist? You know, she asked the whole class, who like basically who's your favorite artist that had the most impact of like current time, like they still relevant till this day.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people say, you know, a lot of different artists, mostly like, you know, that were like maybe R&B, you know, like, you know, Alicia Keys, stuff like that I didn't feel like was crazy of an impact. And then somebody said, well, the teacher, you know what I mean, the psychology teacher, Miss Wong, she was like, she feels like no other artist has had more impact on the world than the Beatles. So I think that even if we don't just do a strictly Beatles conversation, that's a psychologist saying that. You know what I'm saying?
We can talk about it. I vehemently disagree with her, but
who would you put over the Beatles as far as impact in the world?
Michael Jackson. Yeah, I mean,
Beatles.
Yes.
I agree.
It's a good conversation, but I got the Beatles.
I got Mike.
It's a good conversation.
Mike. Any nigga that can stand on the stage and not say nothing, and if people pass out, I got Mike.
Man,
you know what I mean? Ringo Starr wasn't doing that. John Lennon wasn't doing that. I got Mike.
I don't think that's what impact means. That's like
that's impact. We know what Mike did.
My thing is Mike carried that shit dolo. You know what I'm saying? Even with the Jackson 5, even when he was in the Jackson 5, the Jackson 5 made a huge world impact. Then you go into the bag of Michael by himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I personally, if we take the band of the Beatles in comparison to the band of the Jacksons and just say how much these individuals did alone, Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson, like it's
listen, I know we love.
I just feel like you find the Beatles in more like music. Like
I feel like I'm gonna keep it a bean. We talking about impact on the world musically. Nigga, Tupac got a bigger impact than the Beatles. Like, I mean,
I was thinking, I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it.
The Beatles #1. That's to me. That's some bullshit. I'm just gonna keep it a bean. You know what I mean? That's just
me personally. I feel like my nigga Elvis Presley had a world impact. I know you're not. Are you squint? Hold on. You can squint your eyes on Elvis Presley.
He had a world impact, but he had places that he was specifically popular in, whereas the Beatles was popular all around the world.
You don't think that Elvis
Presley was? So was Mike.
Time out. You don't think
he had certain places that he was like.
You don't think Elvis Presley was known around the world?
I do think he was known around the world.
Oh, okay.
Places that he popped at.
Listen,
I'm not taking back.
So you saying if Elvis Presley in his prime, whatever you want to call it, if he would have went anywhere in the world, he wouldn't have had pop. It was just only in specific places in the US.
What do you mean? I'm talking to you about the reality of like what went on.
I'm asking you said he was only popping in certain places.
I'm not giving you ifs, ands, and buts. I'm telling you that he had his sectors. He had his places that were really big fans that pretty much spread his stuff to the world. Yeah.
Future episode artists with the biggest cultural impact. We're gonna get into it. I'm gonna explain to you why the Beatles is not the right answer.
Bro, the Beatles isn't so much
You know
different
what I mean?
music, bro.
So are a lot of other artists. You know what I mean?
I'm not mad at the Beatles. You feel
You
me?
know
I'm
what I mean?
not mad at that. I'm
The
not mad at
Beatles,
what I'm saying.
they're not the biggest.
All right.
You know what
All
I
right.
mean?
I mean, we all need to see. We all need to do our research on the Beatles.
Yeah.
Maybe we all don't know enough about the Beatles. Maybe we should find a Beatles documentary that we should tap into.
You know,
I
then they
mean,
just came out with
maybe
a
we
movie.
should.
Then
Maybe
they
we
just
should.
came out with a
But
movie.
I just feel like,
About
you know what I mean, the biggest impact out of any artist, the Beatles. No,
The
I
Beatles
just
were a very
can't subscribe
influential
to that
group.
notion.
Like,
I'm
it's
sorry.
it's not crazy. It's not like
I mean,
what? The Beatles?
I'm
Like,
not saying
the
it's
Beatles,
crazy.
yeah, the Beatles.
Me myself, the Beatles had no impact on me, so I can't
You
say
don't,
that.
bro.
I can't say that
He's
they got the biggest impact. They didn't impact me for shit. I mean,
Yo, that's like the
I,
people.
I'm
That's
just,
like
I'm just,
you
I
sound
just
like
think
the
it's
people.
funny as fuck that every time Zilla disagree with some shit, it's like Stan got thrown this nigga eyes.
right?
Yo, that's like when people were saying like the Migos had more impact than the Beatles. Was a more
Come on, we ain't talking that crazy.
because the Beatles never did nothing for me. I never listened to the Beatles. I listened to T-shirt though. Like,
Yeah, niggas love T-shirt, bad and
that's
bullshit.
that's
You know what I mean?
Crazy.
That's because the Beatles isn't all of the music that you're like that you're gravitating to. These artists like is a line down from the Beatles. Like,
I mean, I guess, but I can name 10 other niggas more influential than the Beatles. But we'll get into that on another day. You know what I mean? We'll get in that another day, another time. We're gonna sign off. It's your boy Hollywood Sensei, Sensei of the Blur Cartel, CEO status. You already know where to find me. Everywhere the Blur Cartel is: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Send those stars if you can. You know what I mean? And what it sound like, we are everywhere as well. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Go follow those pages, man. We're gonna start dropping some more content. Also on TikTok. I mean, the page is booming, so you should go on there and check us out. But yeah, fellas, let them know where they can find y'all before we get up out of here.
Boy, it's your man, Con Man, KJN _ man .510. That's the Bay. Catch me Universal Base. Catch me on the Blur Cartel. You know what I'm saying? We doing well. Catch me on the Round Table and catch me on the What It Sound Like podcast, where you get your best reviews and your best interviews and music soundtracks.
all right, yo, and Zel Nobel signing off. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for sticking with us. I'm gonna trying to pull through to my guys. You know what I mean? Eventually, we gonna get there. You know what I mean? They my peoples. I'm so glad that we got this show rocking. I'm glad y'all rocking with us. But yeah, Zel Nobel. Catch me on Instagram. Catch me on Facebook. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And we're gonna holler at y'all next week.
Yes, next week we'll be back. Like I said, we'll either have an interview for you with a very, very talented up and coming rapper. You know what I mean? Somebody that's very near and dear to me. You know what I mean? To me, the best rapper in the world. But we'll either be interviewing him or we're gonna be talking about some albums. Westside Boogie, Ari Lennox, Jid. You know what I mean? So tune in next week. We'll be back. We gonna holler at you.